First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahawah, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash.
We want to give double honors to our apostle and elders, great millstone, who teach very well. But we like this true promise citation out there to the hopeful elect, to see Christians word our truth, faith, and sincerity, man. Hey, things are going on now, man. Prophecy are wrapping up the planet Earth. Because Yahawashi, he's visiting the planet Earth, man. You know? And it really is the spirit of the Lord that's going to make all hell break loose.
Yeah, God, this is the book of Acts, chapter 14, verse 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
Hey, basically, exhorting brothers, man, to endure to the end. Because the times that we're finna come in is times like those before, man. You're finna realize that the devil has been amongst you, man. You're finna realize why Esau is known as the sword. You got it?
It says that we must do much tribulation.
It says that we must do much tribulation. Look at that word tribulation. It says that we must do much tribulation. We want to have to go to heaven, because the spirit of power and Yahawashi must both mess up this place in order for us to receive the kingdom of heaven, man. You got it?
Yeah, the word for tribulation in Greek, 2, 3, 4, 7. It says, metaphorically, it says oppression, affliction.
It says oppression, affliction, man. And these devils will bring to afflict the planet Earth through the famine, the sedition among men, because there is a sense of desperation that's going about the planet Earth right now, man. Or you go over there with some uncle, they bring the president, he ends up running out of state, you know? Yeah.
It says tribulation, distress, and straits.
It says tribulation, distress, and straits. Once you go into that word straits, it actually means what? A level of difficulty, man. So it's difficult times it's going to get ready to hit the planet Earth, man. You know? That's it.
This is the book of Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
It says rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, man. And that's not the heavens right now, man. That's a word.
Revelation 12 verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them.
It says rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. That's talking about us, man. Because the worse it get, the more excited we get, man. Because the worse it get, the closer we get to the kingdom of heaven.
See, you know, so from the top, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
It says woe to the inhabitants of the earth. The word woe means what? Destruction, man. So destruction is going to come to the niggas in the world, okay?
And of the sea.
And of the sea, okay?
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Esau, he's going to get ready to come down with great wrath. Look at that guy, BG, Bill Gates, man. This guy, Oppenheimer. What's that Oppenheimer who created the bomb? They making a movie about him in 2023, man. How he created the bomb, man. So this is the spirit of Esau being revealed. You're going to realize why Esau even was blessed with the sword, man. Yeah.
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
It said because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. A short time to what? A short time to rule, man. Because after this kingdom, it's going to be what? The kingdom of heaven. I come back to this.
Acts 14 and 22, it says that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
It says us through much tribulation enter to the kingdom of the Most High. So in order for us to get to the kingdom of heaven, it must be an hour of temptation. It must be an hour of tribulation in order for us to enter to the kingdom of heaven, man. That's a necessary evil that must be upon the planet Earth, man. You know?
God, Revelation 3 verse 10, it said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, man. Because, hey, why do you have Yahawashi for giving us this word to warn us before this thing comes? Because the Lord have told us what's going to happen before it happens. That's why we hold fast to the word the Lord said. The Lord said it's going to be a famine. Pray, you don't get caught up in the famine. We pray for that. That's holding fast to the words. You know? You got it.
Ezekiel 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. What? Meaning what? Looking at everything, man. Looking up, looking down, looking left, looking right. Looking for what? The prophecies. Any danger. Really, a watchman, you know, for lack of better words, you talk to a policeman. My football coach, he was a policeman. He was like, I be ready. I be looking for action. Because 9 times out of 10, you just chilling for the rest of the day, but you looking for something to pop off. So you be
from top, Ezekiel 3:17, son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth.
Hear the word at my mouth. Listen to the prophecies and what?
And give them warning from me.
Why? Because we can see the things coming, man. We can see the danger ahead. You know, and that's why we must go through this danger in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, man.
Yeah, going back to Revelation 3, verse 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, meaning what? Keeping fast into these words. Because these words are going to keep you safe. Proverbs, that's no, Proverbs 1, 32.
Yeah, Revelation 3 and 20, it's like 3 and 10 says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
It says the Lord will keep us from the hour of temptation. Why? Because we kept the word of his patience, man. We hold fast into the words that he's spoken unto us, man. Now we hearken into the warning. It says the good man will still the evil. And guess what? He hiding himself, man. So that's what happens once we hearken into the words of Yahawashi.
Proverbs 1:32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them.
So if you don't hearken into the word, if you're turning away from the word, you're going to be slain, man. You got it?
And the prosperity of fools shall destroy
It says,
them.
and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them, meaning what, man? Just because you prosper in this world, you might have things in this world, that's mean shit, man. You're going to get destroyed for those things. What the Lord said, though hand to hand, the wicked shall not be punished.
God, it says, but verse 33, but whoso hearkeneth unto me.
It says, but whoso hearkeneth unto me, whoso hearkeneth unto who? Yahawashi through his name. Because you got to hearken to me to be safe, man. I've been down that road. You know what I'm saying? You got to be there to get here.
Proverbs 1:33, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil.
And it said they shall be quiet from fear of evil. Actually being under that shadow of the Almighty, man. Being under the protection of Yahawashi. That's why we call upon the name. What's that? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. You know?
Yeah, good. Back to that point, he was saying, if you must come to the prophets, this is the book of Hosea, 12 and 10, it says, I have also spoken by the prophets.
It says, I have also spoken by the prophets. For the Lord is speaking through men to teach these things, man. Look, the Yahawashi, he's not going to come out trying to talk to you, he's going to send his prophets. That's 79 now, I'm sorry, bro, you be there. Yeah.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 20, verse 20. And they rose early in the morning and went forth into the wilderness of Tekoa. And as they went forth, Jehoshaphat stood and said, hear me, O Judah.
He says, hear me, O Judah.
And you inhabitants of Jerusalem, believe the Lord, Yahawashi your power.
So you believe in Yahawashi, believe in God. Okay.
So shall ye be established.
So shall you be established.
Believe his prophets.
Believe his prophets. That's a combo package, man. That's the combo package of Yahawashi. Yes.
So
that's how you believe in Yahawashi. Do the prophet. That's it. That's how you believe in the Lord came down in your dream and said, my son. No, he said, man, a prophet to relay his message out to you. So that's how you believe in Yahawashi. That's why I said, believe his prophets. But that's how you believe. That's like a direct pipeline. That's it.
I believe the report of the watchman is going to be delivered from destruction. Because the watchman is going to tell you when they're going to alarm you when the enemy is approaching. And prophets is the same job. That's exactly why they call the watchman. It's the same job. So if you don't listen to the prophets, you don't know what's about to happen. Not one, when it actually happens. And you're going to see how these people get down. It's going to be a whole nother, right? They're going to know your people name, everything. They're going to reach out to you, grab onto you, right? Women, Isaiah 4:1, everything's going to change when these things start really happening. And it affects them. Up until that point, they ignorant. They don't believe in the prophecy and the prophets.
to finish it off, it says, so shall ye prosper.
It says, so shall ye prosper, so shall hearken.
It says, believe in the Lord your power,
Believe in the Lord your power.
so shall ye be established.
So you believe in Yahawashi, you being established, being grounded in the faith. Yeah?
Believe his prophet,
Believing in the men that taught you. Yeah?
so shall ye prosper.
So shall ye prosper, man. So basically, we prosper through listening to the prophets, us hearkening unto the message, man. If I say it's a dead end at the end of the road, you know, and you don't turn back, it's on you.
Back to that point. This is from Luke chapter 10, verse 16. It says, he that heareth you, will with me.
It says, he that heareth you, heareth me, man. Meaning what? That Yahawashi, he said he's working through his prophets. That first ain't there now.
Verse 7, chapter 9, verse 9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High,
You want to talk to God? Like you want to talk to Yahawashi, you want to talk to the Creator? You want to talk to the Most High? You got it.
thus he spake, come, and let us go to the seal.
So let's go to the seal. Got it?
For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seal.
Before time called a seal, and basically we what? Again, that seal to the future, man. Again, that direct pipeline from Yahawashi, man. Who can watch it, who can see the evil, man. Who can understand the parables, man. Understand what's going on. Feel the vibration upon the planet Earth, man. Because the vibration upon the planet Earth is not hoods and kisses. And 9 times out of 10, the prophet can go out there and preach about hoods and kisses, man. You know?
Yeah, good. Finishing out Luke 10 and 16. He that heareth you, heareth me.
Got it?
He that despiseth you, despiseth me.
So if you despise the prophets, actually you despise the Lord. Your brother, you know, your dad is sent your brother to tell you something. If you cuss your brother out, you actually cussing your dad out, man. That's the same thing with the Lord. If you cuss out the prophets or despise the prophets, you're despising the Most High. Yeah, it's like I got the words.
It says, and he that despiseth me, despiseth him that is sent.
So if you despise Yahawashi, you despise this word, ultimately you're going to get destroyed, man. You're going to get put to death, man.
Now, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 20. He that feareth the word of the Lord.
It says, he that feareth the word of the Lord, fear what? 9 times out of 10, the word of the Lord is limitations going to be rules, man. The Lord, 9 times out of 10, when the prophet come out there, he's prophesying about what? Evil. That's why Ezekiel in the 7th chapter said, what? Evils and only evils behold is coming, man. Bad times is coming upon the planet Earth, man. You know?
Exodus 9 and 20. He that feared the word of the Lord among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee into the house.
Flee into the house is what that means, right?
Hey?
Flee into
Nah.
the house.
Oh, slack.
The name of the Lord is strong tower, and the righteous are built into it. You know what? I'll say this. It's raining outside, and the Lord got us under the protection of him, man.
Verse 21. And he that regarded not the word of the Lord,
And if you don't watch to the word of the Lord, the reproach, yeah,
it says, left his servants and his cattle in the field.
you didn't what? I'm saying John 2. It says, you can read that again.
It says, and he that regarded not the word of the Lord,
He that don't listen to the word of the Lord, you got it.
left his servants and his cattle in the
You
field.
didn't tell them what was going on. You didn't tell them the name of the Lord. You didn't tell them about the time of Jacob's trouble. You got it?
And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch forth thy hand toward heaven,
Stretch out their hand to heaven. And guess what? Read it.
that there may be hell in all the land of Egypt.
Basically means what? Destruction, man. The Lord, he's going to bring destruction and plagues upon this place. You got it?
Upon man,
Upon men, these things out here, all the nations from Esau, Jacob, even Edom and Ishmael. Moab going to get it, man. Even though Jacob and Esau, they were born. I ain't too careful. But Moab, Ishmael, they know the side characters, they going to get it, man. They're role players. You know, you're a way out of it. You got it.
it says, and upon beasts,
And upon beasts, you got it.
and upon every herb of the field.
And upon every herb of the field, the Lord, he's going to cleanse his land. He's going to cleanse his land, destroy this place, and refresh it, man. The Lord's going to bring famine, beasts, plagues, destruction, in order for righteousness to come, man.
Throughout the land of Egypt.
It says throughout the land of Egypt, so throughout the plains of Babylon, and even all across the world, things are going to get worse and worse, man. Yes, That's 8:10.
He said those that feared the word of the Lord, they was told what to do, so they hid under the pavilion of Yahawashi. All right, these are the same things that's coming down. And if you don't feel the word of the Lord, hey, you're gonna be out there for the elements. You know what I'm saying? For the wild beasts of the field, anything. Man.
You have to be real about those things before they come to pass.
It's with the same John, chapter 10, verse 11. It says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd give his life for the sheep.
Which means nothing. The shepherds, they go out there and do what? They preach the word. They preach to them, They tell them, hey, don't go that way. They get the sheep, they pull them back, they gun them, they smite them enough. That hook. Bring them back, man. We got it.
That's 12. It said, but he that is hurling,
just going back and say extra. The one who didn't get told about the color, regarding not the word of the Lord, who was that bullshit.
it says, and not the shepherd.
Yeah.
And not the shepherd.
And not the shepherd, you're hiding. You're not the shepherd, you got it.
Whose own sheep are not.
He don't care about the flock. He don't care about teaching the word. He don't care about St. John 21:15. If thou love me, feed my sheep, man. No matter what the fuck you going through, man. You got it?
It says, see the wolf coming, and leave of the sheep, and flee. It says, see the wolf coming, and leave of the sheep, and flee.
Yeah, he flee because he just got the bag and run. He didn't really care about it. He didn't care about the fight. He didn't care about protecting the shepherds, the sheep. Yeah. He didn't love the sheep. Yeah.
It says, and the wolf catcheth them, and scattered the sheep.
It says, in the wolf catch them, you left them in the dark about things. You didn't give them a clear warning about it. But like I see you going to the weapon, I said the shoes untied. You just let my shoes be untied, and that just goes back to the 33rd chapter. He that knoweth you sealed the foregoing and prophesied not about it, then what? The destruction is going to be upon you.
That's it. Now, this is going back to that pavilion, Psalm 27, in verse 5. For in the time of... This is Psalm 27, verse 4. One thing have I desired of the Lord.
It says, one thing have I desired of the Lord. One thing I really want. And he prayed, this King David praying to Yahawashi and Yahawashi.
That I will, that will I seek after.
That I will seek after, I will search after, man. My own personal shit, man. You got it. Because nobody can seek for you.
That I may dwell in the house of the Lord.
That I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, man.
That's it.
God under the protection of Almighty. Because without the Holy Spirit, you're going to die, man. That's why King David prayed in Psalms 51, take not thy Holy Spirit away from you, man. You got it.
It says that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord.
To behold this truth, the wonderful things that Yahawashi shall reveal unto us. Got it.
And to inquire his temple.
And to inquire of his temple. And this is the temple, man. When we really look into us coming to this world, reading every day, praying, then fasting, this us being into the temple of Yahawashi. We don't want to get cast out that temple. And if you get cast out that temple, you're going to get destroyed, man.
Verse 5, for in the time of trouble.
And that's the times that we're coming in, man. The times that Jacob's trouble.
He shall hide thee in his pavilion.
He shall hide me in his pavilion. He shall, Psalm 91. Psalm 91. He shall hide me under the pavilion on both sides, man. The secret dwelling, man. The protection.
In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide.
In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me under the protections. Psalms 34, the angels camp round out those that fear him, man. You might be in a car wreck, man. You might be in a car wreck one day, and the Lord has sent an angel. You won't die that day, man. You got rough enough, but the Lord didn't think you die that day, man. It could have been a day that the Lord saved you from your guilt. I think that's the book of I'm going to find it. Read that.
Now, from the top, it says Psalm 27 and 5. It says, for in the time of trouble he shall hide me.
He says, in the time of trouble he shall hide me. When our hell breaks, he's going to famine out there. He says he shall hide me.
He shall hide me in his pavilion, in the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me, he shall set me upon a rock.
He shall set me upon a rock, which actually what? It's Yahawashi. Because our foundation is Yahawashi. That's how you know you're in the temple of the Lord. Because when a house gets built, the first thing they do there is what? The foundation, man. That's the rock that the Lord is telling us to do. I wish I could get on Psalms like that.
Because the book of Psalm 91, verse 1, it says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, he that dwelleth in the temple of the Lord. You know, basically, make sure you be in the temple every day, man. When Yahawashi said, I was teaching in the temple daily. You know, in the temple, they was reading the Torah and things, you know. You go there, you get edified, man. And we're in the temple every day by watching videos, reading things like that. Got it? And that's what God keep us going, man. You wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is go to the temple, brother, watch the video. You end up putting up the Bible audio, you know. That's why you go to the temple, because that's a sign of relief, man. You get it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah, God, it says he shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. God, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
It says, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, man. Under the protection. Because what did that shadow do? It protects you from the rain. It protects you from the heat. Yeah?
Verse 2. I will say to the Lord, Yahawashi, he is my refuge and my fortress.
It says, he is my refuge and my fortress, which means what? He's my strong tower, man. The righteous run into it and are safe. That's what we call when we get into trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a time to take trouble, and you ain't got no, you can't call a brother. The only person who's going to have, it's going to be you and Yahawashi one-on-one, man. That's going to be the time to take trouble, man. That's why you have to continue to dwell in the temple of the Most High. Because if you're not in the temple, if you don't have that intimate relationship with the Lord, then you're going to die, man. You know? Yeah.
And finishing off, it says, my power in him will I trust. It says, my power in him will I trust.
This is my power in him I trust.
Right. So, hey, now how can you trust in something that you don't know about? Like you said, the intimate relationship. Yahawashi had something to you about something. And what did Noah do? He was warned, right? And he believed the report, man. And he moved with fear. Beautiful. But you had to believe the report, man. In order to believe the report, you got to know the report. Right? So that's that incident. Like we went last night, Yahawashi got to suck with you. But you got to believe what Yahawashi is sucking with you about. Right? Yeah. Oh, man, that's not what we do. Yeah.
That goes into receiving. You receive someone, the door is always open. That's receiving, you know. And because the message is captivating, but you gotta believe it. But that's what contributes to unbelief too, because it's so far out. The fact that you promote the destruction, right? Like the brother opened up with, the statement he made opening up, pretty much each report that you get of all hell breaking loose, more and more excited. That lets you know you're closer and closer to the king. That way of thinking and reasoning is not seen amongst the masses, because they operate under the idea of everything getting better. So this is what sets us apart. Rallying behind a family. You know, and the good news for us spells bad news for everybody else. You know? Because we need this society to break down and everything in the stronghold. You get into the stronghold, it's the nigga, women. Now it's at the birthday party, you know?
Yeah, God, Revelation 3 and verse 20. It says, behold, I stand at the door and knock.
Yeah, God, just like the elder was talking about, man. That's the Lord actually knocking on your door right away. Beating up on you get alert and notification. The bell. And sometimes it be somebody you not even got the bell on. Real talk, every person. It be a random person. You know what I'm saying? You click it, and you ain't got the bell on, and you end up putting the bell on. Real talk. They be the spirit of the Lord. Yeah. Because they gonna be recommended, even though Esau be messing with the algorithm, our algorithm kind of, falling in our favor sometimes, man.
Can I say too? Like even the doorbell. You know, somebody come to your door, it's a doorbell now. And it's a little part of itself. So that's those alerts. Those alerts actually the knocking sound. Door, when the apartment being built, every nail that was driven in, that's the alerts. It's a symbol of laboring. When you brother put the videos up, that's really the halalyam knocking at your door. Yeah, that's a knock, you know. That's the person making an attempt to make themselves known to you, notifying you. That knock is a notifier. That doorbell in your ring, it notifies you that someone is next spirit last night. Going knock. Yeah, it was mind bugging. Me and Art, we did it live last night. And somebody knocked on the door, man. We been able to go back out there and man, it was straight up, man. This my way. He stopped. I'm hoping he heard. I went to the other room, opened up the glass. You know, just to throw that out there, that knock gets your attention. See? And that's how we shot knocking out. Videos that's going forth, right? The reports, declaring the downfall of America. That's an alert, man.
That God, Revelation 3:20 again, it says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice, open the door. I will come into him and will sit with him, and he will be."
It basically being open-minded, man. Because you know, we was raised in these Western culture, all that fucking thing. We was raised up to be Babylonians. However long it was, when we got to the truth, you have to throw all those things out and receive this word all over again, man. You know, but again, we have to be open-minded. When you talk about UFOs, chariots, you know what I'm saying, wild beast spirit of family. When the last time you ever seen an American talk about a family? You know?
Romans 12. Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
How do you present your body as a living sacrifice? Through your attention. You have to be attentive. Because attention is the new currency. I put a quote in the chat like that. Attention is the new currency, man. Because that's how you put money in your bank account, man. That's how you store your riches in your brain. That's how you know you can take your money, your mind, and your cars. If I got my mind, then you know that's all I need. It's worth more than rules. Going back into that word. But you know, maybe 13, they want word. But you know, fuck all this, man. I want this. Okay?
It says, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable
It says, which is your reasonable service. This is what you're supposed to be doing, man. We're supposed to be doing the work. Nobody should force you to do the work, man. Nobody should force you to love Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Get wrong, St. John 2:15, man. Nobody should force you to love the Lord. That's between you and the Lord, you know? But nobody should force you to do it, man. You know? Okay. And how we show we love the Lord? Through doing the work, man. By sacrificing our bodies, man. For the well-being, for what we think, when we have lost everything. I don't care about nothing. Everything that we want, we get into the Lord. We put all our eggs in the basket, man. Yeah, the game. Yahawashi. Paul said, I kind of all things is done. You know?
God. Verse 2, Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world.
Yeah, and be not conformed to this world, because being conformed to this world is enmity with the Most High. The Lord hates that. Yeah?
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
And rebirth again, man. Have that new mindset, not to be a nigga no more, man. No, knowing when to acknowledge your offenses, knowing when you fucked up, man. Yeah?
It says that ye may prove what
It said a wise man knoweth when he's slipping, you know? And that's a part of us returning to the Lord, says seek him 10 times more, man.
It says that ye may prove what is that acceptable, good, like and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High.
We know the difference between right and wrong, and we know the prophecies too. You know the perfect will of the Most High is for America to be destroyed, man. You know the perfect will of the Most High that the Lord is going to destroy this place, and ultimately, Lord will be part of that number, lift us up, and make us be the next man. Be the next in meeting upon the planet Earth. Yes.
Yeah, the book of Matthew 7, verse 24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth the sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken unto him to a wise man which built his house.
When they say y'all will like, they say, pardon to my word.
It's like, Matthew 7, 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth the sayings of mine
Who hearken unto these words and doeth them, because you just can't be a hearer of the word, you got to be a doer. But the Lord, he's the power of action, not the power of words. He is the power of words, but his words is so powerful, he leads into action. No, the Lord just don't jump it, y'all. Once the Lord says something, it's going to come to pass. You know? They say the Lord has said it, and shall it not be done?
It says, I would liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock.
It says, I would liken him unto a wise man that built his house upon a rock. He knows who's that rock, Yahawashi. That foundation going back into the
Psalm 6:1-2. From the end of the earth will I cry to thee when my heart is overwhelmed.
And what when you going through hell, when the shit is wrong, because hey, wait, it ain't shit compared to what's gonna go on. The shit you're going through now, bro, it's not compared to the shit that's gonna go on, bro. This some light shit. This pre-game, this preseason, man. The Lord is gonna be ready to get down upon the planet Earth, man. You know? Yeah.
From the end of the earth will I cry to thee when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I.
Who was that rock that's higher than us? Yahawashi, that angel that was set up above the rest. You know, that's Yahawashi. That's that rock that is higher than us. That's who we're gonna have to look into when all hell breaks. That's why we do this word right now. We do this word, baby. We do this word right now, man.
Psalm 6:1-2, 6:1 verse 2. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee when my heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I.
That's Yahawashi, okay?
For thou hast been a shelter for me.
They're going back to that refuge, that protection. You know, you got it.
And a strong tower from the enemy.
It says a strong tower from the enemy. From who? Esau, especially in these dangerous times to come ahead. You know? We're going to have to run into that church. We're going to have to run away from Esau, that enemy who was too strong for us. Let's finish that. Look, Chopper, you ain't come on with gun. Man, Esau got a laser beam. He can shoot you from the heavens. He got dudes. He got weapons up there. He can hit you with a drone. Esau is way too strong for us, so we're going to have to lean upon the Lord, man. You know?
Verse 4 says, I will abide in thy tabernacle forever.
You abide in this word forever, man. Take not thy Holy Spirit away from me. Yeah.
I will trust in the cover of thy wings. That's a lie.
That's the house of protection, man. When the thing go bad, the chick's going to the hand, man. It's intelligent. That's what the Lord is doing unto us, man.
That's it.
You know? Yeah.
Matthew 20.
Going back into that rock, that protection. When all hell breaks. Yeah.
Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them,
Hear them sayings and doeth them. Basically what? Man in action. You know, we speak the words, we speak it, but also we do it too. Yeah.
it says, I would liken him unto a wise man.
I would liken him to a wise man. And what make us wise? The scriptures, man. It said the Lord loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. That's that wise man. You got it?
It says, which built his house upon a rock.
Who built this house upon a rock? Upon what? Yahawashi, the foundation of the scriptures, man. The belief, our faith, man. You know, you got it.
25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew.
The famine, the tribulation, the plagues, the sedition among men, the cannibals, you know, the wars, sedition, it's called the class wars. When the people want to thug up against the mayors, things like that, race wars, class wars, you know, or neighborhood wars, when these things happen, got it?
It says,
But hey, we're going to be in the midst of those. But the Lord's going to come out of the Lord in St. John 17. I keep them in the world, and I put them in the world, but keep them from evil. Yeah?
It says, and the winds blew and beat upon that house.
It says, and the winds blew and beat upon the house of Yahawah. You're going to be in the midst of the battle, man. But once you built on that rock, you're going to fight. You're going to stand still. You're going to be stable in those times. Yeah?
And it fell not, but was founded upon a rock.
He didn't fall out because he focused on the Lord. See?
Yep, 26. And everyone that hears these sayings of mine and doeth them not.
He says, he that hears the sayings of him and doeth them, don't hearken unto the words, don't hearken unto the counsel. Yeah?
He says, shall be likened unto a foolish man.
Likened unto a foolish man.
Book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
They're going on. The winds blow, the floods came, and winds blew, they beat upon that house. They trusted upon that word, and they were staying at that time. That's that being patient with the word.
Yeah, God, going back, Matthew 7:27. It says, and the rain descended, and the floods came.
Going back to what the brother was saying. Right? And when you was reading St. John the 10th chapter, when it spoke about the wolf, right? And when you also go a little deeper into that wolf, it also say what? A deceptive, if I'm not mistaken, a deceptive man. Might have been given, just fact checking. I think it said deceptive man, deceiver, something like that. That's that wolf, man. So what's that wolf? Something that we're supposed to warn you about. Right? Because as the scripture we just read in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, where I just read, that's going to be the hour of temptation that shall come upon all the world, man. And if you're not built upon stony grounds, right, you're going to fall in them times, man, because those going to be the times when the wind blow hard as hell, man. All right, when that flood comes, right? When you read, go ahead.
That wolf is strong G 3074 Lycos. It says, of cruel, greedy, destructive men.
Read it again.
Of cruel, greedy, destructive men.
Cruel, greedy, destructive men. That's that wolf. That good shepherd is supposed to be keeping you from. See that? Because guess what? Concentration camps, that thing, right? Those are going to be the things that Yahawashi put upon man to bring forth, man. See that? Now, there's going to be certain things that Yahawashi going to bring forth that man ain't got no control of. But guess what? Esau is Yahawah's whooping stick. Go ahead, All right. Go ahead.
And God, going back, Matthew 7:27, and the rain descended.
Yeah, and the rain descended, man. All right, give me Revelation 12.
It's the book of Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens,
right,
and ye that dwell in them.
Right, so that we're supposed to be rejoicing, man. That's why when the elder brother said earlier, man, that guess what? We know this destruction to come, man. We're ready for this destruction to come. Why? Because we know our salvation is near when we first believe, man. So go ahead. So we will be those heavens and shit glorified, man. Go ahead,
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea.
Right, woe to those outside of the temple. Go ahead.
For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Read it one more time.
Now, Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
All right, so this devil is that man that we read about, which is that wolf, that deceptive man. And it says what? He gonna go back there. What that was? 17. Those floods came in. What are those floods? That deceptive man. That devil that's coming out of great wrath.
Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west.
Right. So where's that? Where we at, man? You gonna fear the name of the Lord. You gonna know the Lord like we know the Lord, man. Because he's gonna allow his whipping stick to do what he purposed his whipping stick to do from the beginning, man. Go ahead, which is Esau Edom, man. Started with the wicked elites. All right, those that fuel the cancer. These are the ones that are fueled to the cancer, which is the shadow government of America. Go ahead,
It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord on the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against it. Just add on what I'm saying.
Right, so read the last one again.
It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Yeah, so the enemy shall come in like a flood. Give me that St. John 10 again, because that's what it's talking about. What you just read in the Revelation, he's going to come down. No, just yet he's going to come out with great wrath, knowing that he have but a short time. That's going to be that flood. That's that great flood that St. John the 10th chapter was talking about, man. So that's what we're supposed to warn you for, which is what? That deceptive man, that wolf, which is compatible to that flood.
It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord. It says, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against it.
Right, but still, when that flood comes, hey, it's going to be like a dam that's going to resist it, man. This is those spiritual powers which we believe, man. You know, a way to escape, man. Read what you got. Because that's the flood. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, those floods that symbolize Esau, man. Somebody can hold that too in Psalms 124. Because the flood is overwhelming. That's it. You know, the flood starts rising.
Yeah, God, Matthew 7:27. And the rain descended, and the floods came.
So in the rains descended, and the floods came, man. So that, like the brother said, that's Esau, man. That's why we ready.
Esau's the form. Those floods, rain, that windstorm, what's that? The whirlwind. In Proverbs, the first chapter. Yeah, the beginning stages, if you will, is Esau. It's going to morph into the destruction. And that's the same with any storm. It starts off potato chip bags, blowing back and forth until it just morphs into a full-fledged Katrina. So that's how it is with the floods of Yahawashi. It's going to start with Esau. It's going to stir things up. Then eventually what's going to happen, the Lord going to send those rains. Those ICBM missiles, man. Oh, those hypersonic. Yeah, Isaiah 4. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Then come on. You guys, hold that. Come on.
This is Book of Psalms 124.
The books are open. The books are open.
Hey.
All the precepts are. Hey. We ain't got to rush it. The books is open. We're going to get back to that too.
That's cheap.
Yeah. Because, hey, the so-called white man in trial, he get antsy. You know, when the DA, he bring that banana fold out, and now you like, what else, man? Yep, come on.
It's Psalms 124. If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us.
Right, when men rose up against us. See, Christianity has you believe that there's a ghoul, a goblin in the underworld, in the abyss, with a pointed tail. You got the goatee, and you're scared to go to sleep now. What the scriptures is talking about a man that would rise up, and pretty much men. This nigga, man, he hit a U-turn.
If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, right, when men rose up against us.
Right, and when you go into the records, the Haman effect. When the brothers went into the video,
Yeah, that's men in general. That men separate, man is single. That men is going to whenever the nations came up against us, man. Right? As long as we was in the right spirit, give me that real quick. As long as we was in the right spirit, in good graces with Yahawashi, then the Lord will always hedge us about with protection, man. See, the food about to get scary out here, man. See, and then you're going to see the spirit of Yahawashi and how it's activated. It's a support. That's why the scripture speaks about that staff, that stability. Yeah, it's going to be seen when the food gets short. Yep, all right, come on. They just coming in live in for the night. Yeah, go ahead. Let's get that real quick.
Judah chapter 5, God. Judah chapter 5, verse 17. And while they sin not, I started at 17. And while they sin not before their power, they prosper, because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
See? That's when the Lord with you, man. When you do the things that's pleasing in His sight. Now, here in this lifetime, do you go off? Yeah. Do you transgress? Of course. Right? But the Lord required us to kiss the sun in His lifetime. See, that's that hidden cause. That's why wisdom is elusive. You can have the biggest Bible you want. Right? Yeah. Well, that doesn't automatically allow you access to understanding the Bible. Yeah. It's the spirit. Yeah.
Paul water. Paul planted, Apostle follows water.
Right.
Most I give it the increase. What is the spirit? What? Carnal mind can't accept it. Natural mind can't accept it. It's the Lord. Give it an increase. Man, you never thought we'd have the truth. Now you got the truth. What you gotta do? Now you gotta be a scoffer like Bocat. We left to try to force people back into that way of church life, where they foaming at the mouth and jumping. Right? They live in these hypocritical lifestyles, man. It's the Lord that got us walking this walk, man. And out of that harlot house.
It says, what? When they departed from the way which He appointed them.
Right, so whenever we departed, whenever we transgressed from the way that the Lord went,
it's like, when they departed from the way which He appointed them.
which He appointed them, man. When you appoint someone to something, that's a commandment. So the Lord told us to walk a certain walk. But when we regress from that,
it says, they were destroyed in many battles.
Right, we were destroyed in many battles, man. Case in point, over here when Christopher Columbus descended upon the natives, the Lord could have easily switched the momentum in our favor. What's that? Wisdom Solomon, you can get that too. But the reason why the Lord allowed them to overcome us, it was mainly based upon biblical prophecy, of course, but it was because we wasn't following the customs, right? We wasn't aligning ourselves with our power. So that left us out there. That's like taking away your head. If you have a city that's fortified and someone break down and penetrate the defense, now you're vulnerable. See, the defense was always hearkening to Yahawashi outside. That's what we read. We're going to go back to that. Come on, I'll give you what you got real quick. You get the pen? Call it out. Yeah, that's it. Well, good to something 12 now. You got some over here? Okay, cuz. Whoever can get it, bring it out.
This is Wisdom Solomon chapter 12 and verse 9. It says, not that thou wast unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle.
Read that again.
Not that thou wast unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle.
Right. The Lord could have easily had us subdue those that It didn't matter that technology at that time, the Gatling gun, the musket guns, or whatever they had. The Lord could have easily turned the momentum in our favor. Give me real quick, Isaiah 59:1. Read that one more time now.
Right. It says,
hey, cause the spirit getting on you devils, man. See, that's the time, it's closing time for Esau. The nigga who ran the world, you know, who influenced the world through his policies and, you know, his legislations and laws, down to his trends and everything in between, which had a strong grip on the minds of the people. No, the Lord is now breaking down that stronghold, man. That's why no matter what you turn, because you got a lot of jakes who in these different circles, right? And they got points. They got good ideas on the betterment of the damn community. See? And we can easily do that. We can come up there and give you pointers. But if the spirit on you, then neither going to go for Esau, man. That's Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, man. Set thy face against Mount Seir, which Yahawashi reiterated that. Remember the Lord said, if you say unto this mountain, be ye removed, that's the same Mount Seir. So that's heavy, we driven. Esau wish we won't go into this, but we compelled, we under a spell to get on the so-called white man. That's why we bring our crooked numbers all of a sudden. All right, go ahead.
God, wisdom of Solomon 12:9. Not that thou wast unable to bring the ungodly under the hand of the righteous in battle.
Right, the righteous being Israel, the ungodly being the so-called white man. Go ahead.
Or to destroy them, and what was cruel beasts?
Right.
Or was one rough word?
Yep, what was one rough word? So what the scripture is saying here, the Lord, he has a mastery over the battle, man. From something as extreme as a global war to a fist fight with niggas in a bar. The Lord is the one who dictates the victory. I give you that
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1. Behold, the Lord
Hey, can I say, hey, that proves, you know, when you read, what's that? 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, where the Lord say chose the base thing. You know, to give you a glimpse into that, King David and Goliath. The Lord chose the weak thing to bring down the mighty. See that? So that's what the brother just read. It's not as if the Lord could have brought down the ungodly in battle. Because there's examples of that. Again, King David. Hey, Israel was shook, man. They didn't want to go battle. Yeah, Goliath, but the Lord put the spirit on King David, right? It was an effort to show the power of Yahawah smell shot. Get what you got real quick and we'll go back.
Now this 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 46, it says, this day will the Lord deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee, and take thy head from thee, and I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you into our hands.
See that? The battle is the Lord, yeah? It's the Lord who delivers the prey. It tells you that even in Job, I believe it's Job 38 to 39, how the Lord brings the prey to the young lions or something like that. It's the Lord who orchestrates and satisfies, you know, the thirst and hunger, right, of all of his inhabitants. So, hey, for an example, remember when King David called Saul? That was the Lord delivering him into his hand, man. Out of all of his hosts, you know what I mean? He had all that military might, but all it was just a moment what King David had. That's the subtlety of Yahawah. That's the power we dealing with, man. Even when you have troops and a host encamped about you and closing in on you, the Lord got the power to control the elements. You know? Yeah. So the scene shift all of a sudden. It was looking gloomy. Right? Then all of a sudden, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That's how the Lord went.
He said, just going back to the Lord, no matter what you got in this earthly realm that we receive as power, it's still the decision of Yahawashi. So this is the book of Psalms 33, verse 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host.
Right. Yeah, read that again.
God, he said, there is no king saved by the multitude of an host.
Right, and understanding the prophetic overtone of the scripture. This even applies to Esau at this moment. He's the king of the earth. All right, what's that? Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. He's the day that is king, tomorrow shall die. Meaning those who control the setting, right? They control the narrative, so to speak, through their influence. Well, there's no king whose host. Hey, the so-called white man boasts in his host, which the host going to armies. His technology, that's not going to somehow save you or preserve you from the Yahawashi. Right?
It says, and a mighty man is not delivered by much strength.
Right, yeah. And that's across the board. From the powers that be to some guy who know jitsu. That's, that's not going to save you from the Yahawashi. Come on.
It says, a horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver.
Yeah, hey, that's heavy, man. Because the scriptures is a living document. We can apply that to now. There are horses or car. They show them scary movers over the run to the car with the keys, and the keys fall. Because that car always so heavy. They're a horse, yeah. You roll up the window, and the Lord have a spirit of top 10 to the window. All right, come on.
It says, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
Right, yeah, your own great strength that you boast in will not deliver. All right, let's go that. All right, let's go that. What's your one? Yeah, they go back to Isaiah 59 and put the song 1 to 3. All right, come on.
Isaiah 59 and 1. Behold, the Lord, Yahawashi hand is not short, that he cannot save.
Right. The Lord's arms is not too short to save. Your arms are short to not to God. But the Lord, what the scripture means when it says the Lord's hand is not too short to save? Well, simply put, that means that the Lord's influence, he's not constrained. He's not constrained. His extent, his reach, it goes all throughout the planet Earth, through the heaven. That's Yahawashi, who has jurisdiction over all. So even if you found yourself out of space, the Lord can deliver you from that. And even if you're in a hole, a pit in the ground, I can.
It says neither is ear heavy that it cannot hear.
Right, the Lord hear us. But the Lord opened up that line of communication here in his lifetime. That's 2 Corinthians, the 6th chapter. So we're in beautiful times, man. Oh, and the stage being set, all right? You got that M-Pop throwing the brew. That's going to instigate the next lockdown, which is going to be more severe. Esau going to round you up. That's biblical prophecy, man. Throw you into prison, cast you into prison. That's the time we're in. And the message is what? No one to be delivered. Matter of fact, go to the blue letter on Ephesians 1. Right, go there. Give me that real quick. All right, come on.
Revelation 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Right, yeah, read that again.
Revelation chapter 3 verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Right, the word of the Lord's patience lies within the Holy Scripture. And to keep it, meaning you have to retain it. You got to remember it. Hey, the Scripture goes into stirring up your pure minds, right? That word stir means to arouse. Do you know that goes into build? when you build a building, you stirring it up, man. So when your thoughts are stirred up, that means you're a symbol of the temple being built. That would stir up me to build. Yeah, go ahead, read that again.
Yeah, Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of thy patience.
Right, that's remembering the word, holding fast to it in all walks. Right? You apply the scriptures. You know? Go ahead.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, so the Lord is going to reward us for that loyalty, if you will, that stiffness, that steadfastness. And he's going to read that again.
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, the hour of temptation. Which the hour of temptation pretty much captures the moment, right? That hour is the moment in time. In which an hour, right, one thing about an hour is personal. And because when you think about, broad range of time, you know, it's kind of all over the place. But for example, if I tell you, hey, you got to be here on the 26th of this month, right? It's a broad, the sense of urgency is not there. Versus we saying in an hour, it makes it more intimate, more tentative, and captures your attention. You're not thinking about that scheduled date if it's 2 weeks away, that broad time. But that hour, you know, the idea of an hour, it intensifies it. So this hour represents a personal moment. Read that again.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, go ahead.
Which shall come upon all the world.
Yeah, so all the world is going to be affected by prophecy, yeah? Our reality going to become your reality. See? Yep, go ahead.
To try them.
Whoa, so what?
To try them.
And that complements 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, where it speaks about those different, it talks about the gold, the stone, the wood, the stone. Right. The Lord's going to try every work.
That's why you want to have your foundation built on the ground what we were talking about.
That's holy.
So like I'm talking about built upon a rock. So like, you want the foundation to be built upon a rock. So like, slip of the tongue. You want the foundation to be built upon a rock, which is built upon Yahawashi. And the winds blow. The floods come, man. You know? What the other brother talking about, man. When you get tried. Alright? When you get, you know, when that tribulation comes upon you. You want to be built upon a rock solid foundation.
Right. You're not going to have the cameras there.
Right.
Your cabinet shorter than usual this week. Right. Man, ain't no other brother that get a precept. Go. That's right. Yeah, that's good. That's because you're going to build, your reason is going to be based upon what the scripture says. We swoop now because of what the scripture says. What I mean is that healthy fear. We know what the scripture says. So regardless of help come from inspirational speakers, financial advisors, we know what the scripture says. That's why we walk in that tightrope. We understand that everybody, all of us, and the Lord justified and visited all of us. Right? That's why the emphasis on words in the end. Hold on, let me give you the point, huh? Yeah, the books are open. That's my new series, you know, the live. That's the street teachers. The books are open. You got to be competitive. You're the herd. Oh, all of that. Somebody give me, if somebody.
It says, try them that dwell upon the earth. Verse 11, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast,
That goes back to that remembrance. Yeah, that's why the emphasis on remembrance. You hold fast to that which you have. You know, when you take a step back and look at these guys that fall away for whatever reason, they become disenchanted. You can see elements of them being they forget. You see they have what they call it? Alzheimer's. Yeah, because I had just had to learn how to use the method. You all remember Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. Yeah, that Alzheimer's. That you see those symptoms. You guys forget. They start telling you, you forgot. Yeah, that comes from you not holding fast to what Yahawashi said, man. Yeah, let her not go. Yeah, somebody get that too. Because it's your lifeline. Here it is, you in the ocean, and somebody throw you out, they throw a tire out there. You hold fast to that. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it says, hold them fast without ask, that no man take thy crown.
Right. See that? Right.
Real quick. And if you build on that solid foundation,
Right.
when all of that take place, still your crown will still be preserved, man. Right? You'll bend, but you won't break, so to speak. Right? Because you drifted to that wall.
Right. Oh, they show you that too, those trees.
That's it.
Like what's the strong
Exactly.
trees, those olive trees.
Exactly.
They got those deep roots. They'll bend all the way down.
Lay down, right?
Yeah, but they'll come back because of the strong foundation. Hey, that's on display with the brothers because when a Christian come up, they just spew out their emotions, man. But brothers going to precepts. That's another example of building your foundation on that on that stone, which is scripture. We build our case off of scripture. Yeah, and again, when the sad parents close in, right, you're gonna see what his word is so important, man. Real tough because it's gonna boost your faith. You see the truth come in, from afar, you'll think that you might fall apart. But in reality, you're gonna see what the scripture's gonna hit. You're gonna be like, hey man, this is wrong point, man. Yeah, you got something? All right, come on.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13.
Yep.
There has no temptation taken you, but such as cometh to man.
Right. The temptation, they're going to continue to move. Because brothers catch hell in whatever areas, seeing that you have your walk, right? But those temptations they're going to morph even into the milk. But watch this, go ahead.
It says, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Right, go ahead.
It says, but with the temptation also make a way to escape.
Right, so the Lord makes a way to escape, man. Yep, go ahead.
That ye may be able to bear it.
Hey, somebody real quick, give me Psalm 71. You got somebody? All right, come on.
Proverbs 2:13.
Yep.
Enter into thine heart.
Right. The wisdom enters into thy heart. You know what that proves? That this is the set that the Lord chose to bring back his soul, his flesh. It will play out in the form of teacher, versus student dynamic. So wisdom is on display in this council, right? So this places us at the scene of the crime, so to speak. Wisdom is accessible, but this is the thing, it has to be pleasant to you. Because I'm gonna say something, man, through the spirit, right? This is a time, this is a duration thing. That's why Yahawashi spoke about enduring to the end. Wisdom can grow unpleasant. Just like a woman. At first, every relationship, can't nobody ever say the relationship started off just rocky. Because at that point, you would never commit it. It was all good. Then you grew to resent the bitch, man. Yeah, that can happen with wisdom, for real. Because the Lord ain't got time on that. Here it is, you get 8 years. And but the spirit can shift into an uncomfortable mode. You know what I mean? You got to ride that spirit. And you might say, well, shit, man. You know what I mean? That's why this is a volatile game. We at the mercy of Yahawah. Good, huh?
But Psalm 71 and 2, deliver me in thy
Oh, so
righteousness.
you agree? Yeah, read that again.
Proverbs 2, verse 10. When wisdom enter into thine heart,
Right.
and knowledge is pleasant.
Oh, that links up to what the brothers bringing out. I don't know if you got the scripture, but I believe it's in Revelation the 3rd chapter, when the Lord knocked. Right. The Lord knocked, and if you open up to him, so that entering, you open the door and the Lord enter into you, the wisdom. Yeah, that's why the scripture says she would not enter into a malicious. Right, you got this classy woman, and your house is all, you know. That's good.
Yeah, it says, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul.
Right, so this knowledge must be pleasant to you. You can't get to the point where the knowledge and the wisdom is a burden to you. See? That's heavy, man. Because that's why Yahawashi saying what? He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood. The reason why it was visualized like that, because those blood and flesh is not easily digested. You got to be built to digest that, yeah? Else you'll gag it up. And with the scripture, that waffle. Here it is. No, you got to want it. You got to want this, man. Good, huh?
It says, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee.
Yep. Wisdom is going to continue on that a little more.
Now, it says, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man.
Right, so you see, well, the so-called white man, he's always going to be in the scope. Because prophecy is to build up to his rulership. Yep, come on.
The book of Psalms 27 and verse 5, for in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion.
Right, yep, in his pavilion, man. Oh, yeah, that's the fourth. You get the fourth, yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, there ain't nowhere else. Yeah. But, yeah, read that again.
Psalm 27 and verse 5, for in the time of trouble,
Right, see that? There's a time of trouble, man. And the stage is set. Hey, but just think about it. When this devil come into your home, right, under the cover of darkness, you're going to drag your ass up to a concentration camp. Well, there, you're going to be forced to undergo mind-altering, reprogramming techniques. That's what they tell you in the list, man. Which is another way of saying torture. That's a part of the time of trouble. Not to mention the food being short. And the Lord told, the Lord set this place up as it was set up to please the flesh. That's why you got advertisement with food. Food can be brought to your door. You know what I mean? Really, the people revolve around eating. If you pay attention to these Babylonians, they're ready for the taking. They revolve around eating. Whether there's a graduation, what we gonna eat? You know, funeral, right? Whatever gathering, Super Bowl party, please.
it says, for in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion.
Right, yeah, and a part of that hide in the pavilion is eating, drinking, what's that? Isaiah the 65th chapter. My servant shall eat. That all goes under the banner of hide, under the pavilion, right?
It says, in the secret of his tabernacle.
Right. Hey, because, hey, you know what's happening about this? There's going to be moments where brother's going to be invincible, man. That's I do. That's that cloak. When Yahawashi said there's no cloak for your sin, that goes into the high place. Because cloak, yeah. You watch
Star Trek.
yeah, well, I was thinking about Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
They produce serial killers. But that cloak, there was one where they had that cloak and you can't see it, man.
You know what? It's like a blanket.
Yeah, it's like a blanket, yeah. But the spirit had it was promoted as making you good. That quote wasn't just a saying that sounds tough.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be hot. And I remember that dream I told you.
Yeah, ain't that what I'm gonna go into?
Man, it's gonna be moments. Well, motherfuckers gonna have to be hot. You gonna be hot. Let's prove that. Go to second Ezra 16 chapter. We're gonna say this is first now. Come on, get that. Yeah, it's gonna be moments like that. Just like those scary movies. You hide and you hear the door. Yes. And motherfuckers coming down the hall and shit. You hear that radio. Breaker 1, 2, breaker. I'm telling you, man. And you go, and that motherfucker gonna look in the closet and be looking over your ass. You gonna be real tough. You gonna be looking at that. I know you came in there. And you gonna be sitting there, man. That cloak heavy, man. Because when you go into Isaiah, hey, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. That's the spiritual power. That the scripture says, the Lord shall lift up the standard. The spirit of the Lord. That's why the word spirit right there. The spirit of the Lord shall lift up the standard. See? What I just told you. The books are open. Yeah. Oh, can I say real quick now? Remember when Yahawashi, they looked to throw him over the bill? They said the Lord, he hid himself. Remember? Yeah, he hid in the midst of them, man. He disappeared. That's what we're dealing with over here, man. And because that trumps any doomsday prepping plan. Right. That trumps any plan the nigga got. You got all these weapons and shit. But hold on, how about I just hide? How about I'm floating? You can't even see me, man. Yeah, come on. You got that second, oh, you had something? Second F-16? Yeah, come on.
Now, second Ezra 16, verse 7, there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection for those who fear the Lord.
Right. That place is Babylon the Great on the sand of the planet. That word cities. Because that's America's built upon provinces and states, but mainly and more so cities. So now the scripture, you know, is putting you at the scene of the crime, right?
It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Yep, boy. Lord gonna put a certain spirit on these devils, man. That spirit that's been lying dormant in the so-called white man. And how about Yahawashi gonna rekindle that spirit, man? You got niggas walking around talking about praying up. I don't even want to get into it. Making bold proclamation. Talking about healing. Yeah, for real, bro. But here it is. Just blame us for saying that great millstone only produces the elect. You never said that the elect only come out there. But when you make a bold proclamation like that, you saying you're the elect. Hypocrite, man. Yep, brother.
It says, for they shall
But I just have to say that because God don't take this serious. Once the Lord put that madman spirit on Esau, hey, and you can't blame the Lord. Like, I know you don't listen to him. Well, you did videos on listens. You did a video on castration. You did a video on Saul Neal. So now you can't say, well, hold on, I didn't know these devils was this crazy. Go ahead.
He said, they shall be like madmen, sparing none.
Yep, they're going to kill babies, anybody, man. God's going to put that furious spirit on these young boys.
But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out their houses.
Yep. And we can't be offended in there. You know? That's why the Lord is beautiful. Scripture says he suffered that all, like the Lord is long suffering that all may not perish or something like that. The Lord having patience on us, letting us get our mind right for that shit, man. Because when the Lord puts you in a situation like that, you ain't ready for it yet, because they ain't happened yet. Lord knows. Because you get all jacked up.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
Yeah, your strength is small, man. That strength is an energy. That's why you see those movies And the guy, he beat up, and then he started getting on his feet, and he started moving them on. They started the wrestling shit. There's always that moment where the wrestling is down and out. Then he started getting that strength. Right, yeah. Like, can you read that one more time? One more time.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 24, and verse 10. If thou faint in the day of adversity.
That's what I really wanted. Because there's a day of adversity, man. There's a day when adversity symbolizes with resistance. It's going to be a day where it's going to be a heavy resistance, man. Yep. Hey, that links up with Acts the 14th chapter. Through much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom. All right, go ahead.
If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
That's it, man. And the strength is given by Yahawah Shemel.
Like a dream you had.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saying like the soldier was coming. The soldier was coming. It was like, you had to believe, like, oh, good, but the less you believe, the more visible you got.
Yeah, just like that Back to the Future was like saying yourself. I'm gonna tell you what's heavy about that dream too. I went into a school. I was running from them and I ran into a school. Right, in the schools, the hallways. I know it's mostly the older schools. You go into the hallway and the class would be in the wall. The door like, you walk by and the door, you got to kind of, even sometimes that much inch, the door was behind me, And I was in a little spot like that, man. And the troopers were walking by, and one troop, real talk, I can remember the train, the troop walked by, I thought he was going to go by, he stopped and looked down at me, man, and he took his helmet off, he had a big beard, and he said, man, just, they don't see you, don't worry about it, they don't see you. Yeah, and real talk.
So your strength was at a 100.
Yeah.
They didn't see
Right,
it.
when you start down, because
start-
here you under the closet, you in the closet, and he looking, he putting shit over you right there. Yeah, and you start down, just no, let's say your Air Force One
Psalm 33 and 18, verse 22. Let thy mercy, O Lord, Yahawah shall be upon us, according as we hope in thee.
Right, yeah, according as we hope in thee, bro. That's heavy. That goes into what you have been exposed to, the information you got. You believe in his power and the fact that he can actually cause you to elude the advances of Esau. Everybody else ain't got that. That's not the opposite for everybody. When the troops come in, they're going to receive. Oh, no, they got us. But in the spirit, we're going to be like, hey, man, boy, I got power with all this, bro. We were bringing that up a while back. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember the story. Bringing up the analogy not analogy, but possibilities, right? Of being in the camp house or whatever, and they come in and three brothers in the middle school. Your ass, yeah. Yeah. You like, oh shit, they running your name and you slow them. I mean, we just throwing it out there, the possibilities, man. Because you can't put the Lord in the box. And we can go into the scriptures on the stories, right? This is not far-fetched when you read Daniel the 3rd chapter. Because the Lord delivered the three holy children out of fire, man. They didn't even smell like fire when they came out of there. So us being held back from Esau weekend, that's nothing. What 2 Kings? Well, Alyssa was, he was weird. Yeah, the Lord blinded, that's it. The Lord blinded the host of the Syrians, man. What's that going into? That means they couldn't see. You listen, man. So that's the power, that's that cloak. What else the cloak is? Yeah. yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, hey man, the power we dealing with, man, real talk, bro. Hey, because even in the kingdom, you're gonna be busy, like how the kingdom is expanded. You're not gonna be able to like, man, I get around to it, you know. It's so much, you know. Hey, we don't even know everything that's in the planet Earth, man.
Yeah, come on, just real quick. So yeah, you're gonna be here, right? According to that power that was given us and that faith thing.
Right.
Like you said, hide me. Right? Whatever I said. 25, right? Hide me, man. When you're prepared, right? Like you said, how you gonna have that hope? But you get to start doubting.
That coke get me,
Your hands start appearing. From the top of your head start
one.
yeah, you're not right. Now you see some Alpha 1 action ankles. You see what I'm saying? But if your faith at 100, your whole, you're gonna be close. Your whole body gonna be close. You get to 65, like you said, elbow starts shooting.
Well, when you show, and then when you read, it show you that when you read Isaiah 59 chapter, you look up that word is it matter of fact, get that in the root of yeah, that word standard. That's like oh, okay, come on. Brother about to get it. That word standard. You know? And you gotta believe that. Hey, we understand now why that word faith is at the forefront of the ministry, man. Because you're called to believe things that's unbelievable. See, if you doubt in your spirit about this, then that means you still operate under the flesh, man. The flesh represents restraints. That's why you can't do too much. I actually jump up there right now to the top of that. You can't. All right, go. Yeah.
Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right, so there's a time reserved where the enemy, so-called white man, is going to descend upon you, man. He's going to come down like a flood, man. And again, that flood, the reason why the scriptures refer to it as such, because the flood is overwhelming. Come on.
And that's the spirit, right? That came right back. When we do something like that, it came right back. Now when you read in Matthew 7 chapter, why I asked for it, because what it said, when the rain descended and the floods grew, the one that was built in that rock, on that solid foundation, you ain't got to worry about it. We're going to the Psalms 18 and 10.
Right.
That strong tower. That's another example.
Yeah, but you know what I was thinking about that? It's like a door. You know, I like the other definitely door. I mean, look, I know, I'm yeah. You know, when you go into that door, you're here. That's Yahawashi. He's the covering, man. And it was a chariot. I don't know. Yeah, I know, but it was an extra chariot on footage a long time ago. But the sky opened and he went into it. Y'all remember that? Yeah, it was like it opened. Yeah, it went into that like a door, man.
In the science world, NASA would call it portal.
Right.
Gateway.
Yahawashi is the portal. He's the door.
St. John the 10th chapter.
Yeah, so those who are in Yahawashi, right, in that door, then guess what? You're going to be protected. You know? The Lord Jesus will be with you.
That word standard, Strong's H5127, in the Strong's definition, it says vanish away.
Right, see? Vanish away. Right, so the Lord says you're going to live with the standard. Yeah, you're going to vanish away in certain cases. There's going to be certain brothers that's going to be hidden. They're going to be cloaked from whatever danger that they face with. That's the problem. That's the scripture. Yeah, you can't limit it. That's because you'll begin to trust in the flesh. You'll trust in your 40 times. I'm going to 40 in a 40 so he can get away from the cops. Nah. I ain't with any more on that. right, cool.
It's like real quick. Psalm 71, verse 3.
Yeah, you know what? I called the Psalm 71. You know what? Read it from the top. We just put it up right there. That's good.
This is the book of Psalm 71, verse 1. And thee, O Lord, Yahawashi, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion.
Hey, and that goes into that perplexity that you read about in Luke 21. Well, perplexity will eventually settle on the planet Earth. When you go into that word complexity, it goes to really being confounded, not having an answer. So we see right here, right off the bat, this is going to the prophecy, man. Because this is the time when we need the hope. You think we just read Psalm 71 just to read it? It applies to our walk. Read that again.
In thee, O Lord, Yahawashi, do I put my trust.
So look at what? The foundation. Building your house upon that rock. So you put your trust in the Lord by believing in the report. Go ahead.
Let me never be put to confusion.
Go ahead.
It said, deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape.
Woo! And cause me to escape. And now it's heavy when you go into the word escape right there. One of the definitions is slip away. Oh, get that. What is the definition of that? That goes into that quote too, man. Because they slip away. Hey, now remember who's saying this. Yahawashi. This is the most wisest entity conceivable. So if he say you're going to slip away, it's going to be far beyond your little head, easy way of slipping away. See, you slipping away with hide behind the door. I'm getting caught by that, you know. The Lord's way of slipping away is way more emphasized than that, bro. Hey, go ahead,
Right, that word, Strong's H, 64:3, it says, slip out, i.e. escape. It says, to deliver, carry away safe. It says, cause to escape.
Woo! Cause to escape, carry away safe. All right, let me get on that. Okay, good.
It said, deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thy ear unto me and save me. Be thou my strong habitation, whereunto I may continually resort. Thou hast given commandment to save me.
Whoa, God has given commandment to save me, man. That's heavy, man. The Lord has to put out a decree. That's why the scriptures talk about how the Lord will give his angels charge over me. Right? That's what.
It says, for thou art my rock and my fortress.
See, thou art my rock and my fortress, man. Which is the scriptures, the belief system. That's the manifestation of building your house on the rock. Building your case upon the scriptures. Even your cry to the Lord is based upon what the scriptures say. You know, nothing personal as touching, you know, you and what you think should be given you, right? You know, anything that you feel like, you know, self-centered. Why me? No. It's all filtered through the scriptures. Even our cry to the Lord is based upon what the scripture says. Deliver me from the famine, not, Lord, give me more hours on the job. And see, our reason, everything, that's building your house on the rock. When your expectations and your desires center around the will of Yahawashi. I know, brother, what's over what you got?
Just finishing. Psalms 27 and verse 5 again. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock.
Right, that's outside, man. See, and that's safety too. That's the perfection of it right there. Show us, man, show us. Set me up. Good.
Psalms 121, verse 1. I will lift up my eyes. This Psalms 121. I will the hills, from whence cometh my help.
Right. Yep, our help is going to be outside of this realm. It's going to be divine intervention. We're not looking for nothing here in this realm to be our help, whether it's weapons or rations. We got weapons and rations.
It says, my help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth.
Right, yeah. See, that's what you should trust in. The one who actually designed the whole game. The creator of heaven and earth, the matrix. The Lord created it, man. He know the outs, he know the outlets. He know the way to get out of it. He know where all the snares and traps are. Oh, that's about the scriptures. What's that? Romans the 8th chapter. Many as are led by the Spirit, man. So we're going to be led by the hand of the Heavenly Father. Who's going to shape and fashion our destiny, man. Hey, the Lord got the kid. He writes into existence your destiny. Like, come on.
On 68 and 20. He that is our power is the power of salvation.
Right, yeah. Whoa. That's right there, bro. The power of salvation. And salvation is a process. It's not just, salvation is not just reserved to going up on the chariot. That's the perfection of salvation. Salvation gonna play out through this walk, through Jacob's trouble. Those are going to be forms of salvation when you're delivered from the famine, when you're able to eat or drink, when everything else is served. You got something up?
Yeah, to add on to that point. Look at Job chapter 5, verse 19. You shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 shall no evil touch thee. It says in famine you shall
So that's total destruction, man. That's that being set up on that rock, man.
And that 6 troubles to the 7 represent a process. Yep, that's 6 troubles. That's the same 6 to 7 troubles. Right, yeah. Yeah, because you're going to be preserved. Remember, preserved from the said trouble. Yep, you got that.
Verse 20. It says in famine you shall redeem thee from death, and in the war from the power of the sword. God, Job 5 and 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Redeem people, right? You ever see, salvation, redeem, redemption, deliverer, Mashiach, you know what it says in Greek. That's somebody Yahawashi, man. That prophet. So he's going to redeem you from what, though?
From death.
Greek.
That's right. In famine he shall redeem you from
In
death.
famine he shall redeem you from death.
Okay. Say what it says. That proves that we in a time where the food is about to become short. And with that Revelation 18, scarcity, right? Going to that word, going to the shortage, so the stage is set. But in famine, you're going to be redeemed if you're part of that number.
You're going to be bought back. You're going to be bought out of, feeling like you already predestinated to be, we got a series going on with the sacrifice of the Lamb. So that's the redeemed. Matter of fact, that's the redeemer.
Right, all of those moments is going to be driven by Yahawashi being that sacrifice. That sacrifice ain't necessary to you, it's going to play out. You're going to see the benefits of that sacrifice. The Lord stepping in on our behalf. And the family, man. Yeah, come on. In other plays.
Psalm 51 and 2, for thou art my defender and helper.
Right, and that defender is against the, that defender is against what? The resistance. That adversity. The Lord is going to be our defender. And that cancels out any exit plan your ass thought you had. Go ahead.
And has preserved my body from destruction.
Right, that word preserved. See? Because when all hell breaks loose, the last man standing, if you will, is going to be a symbol of preservation, being preserved. Which when something is preserved, is kept despite the conditions around it. That's the very idea of preserving something.
And from the snare of the slanderous tongue.
Right, yep, the so-called white man already have legislations in order to demonize you, to come after you, to round you up, you know. So there's only one power that can keep you from that, man. Oh, that Moors, you know, that Moors doctrine, where they pretty much have a feel for legislation. That shit not gonna help you, man. When those dirt recruits come in, because you're gonna be in a lot of cases faced with robots.
They start creating new legislation every day. I think it was on July 1st. One of the news breaks came up and it said Birmingham got 6,000 new laws passed today. So depending on what day it is and what time of year it is, you might walk outside, you might got a green shirt on, and that's the new law. Because these all right laws, they ain't got nothing to do with anything. You look up strange laws in America, you're gonna see they got laws. I used to read these shit. I'm saying there's a law you can't in a certain state you can't have a little. You know, they got the flamingos on your front lawn. That's illegal in certain states. Then I got it down to you can't have a flamingo replica on your lawn. That's how much time Esau got to write that into law and then pass it because you gotta have certain votes. They thought that was good enough. So every single law out there, you don't know what the hell passed last week. They got the Moors, they all about that law. You don't know what they ever passed. They got some serious laws on the table all the time. All the latest law to be passing through the government is that taking away your arm, Second Amendment. So they got an automatic, what's it called, assault rifle law right now. So, you know, that's just stirring up. That's sedition right there. All them gun owners, they call it 2A, Second Amendment. All them gun owners, they getting riled up. They know they ain't got their weapons. That's what they rely on. Right. You could say someone goes down to Egypt for help. They ain't got their weapons. They putting all their faith into that. And here it goes. The laws are being passed every day concerning the weapons. So it's about to be something.
Can I say too? That's literally God-given right, those weapons. They go back to Isaac. That right to bear arms. Because that's their blessing. That's why it stirs up a lot of Edomites. The talk of taking away your weapons. That's why you hear those presidents, those who run as president, they always pay attention. They rally behind not compromising with gun rights, you know. They say, no, we're not going to take away the second amendment. That's when you gain the favor of Edomites. That goes back to the scripture because deep down they know that's their right to bear arms. So really the Second Amendment goes back to Isaac. We told Esau, by your sword you shall live. That's why that's a touchy subject with those devils. The rest of those legislations like the brother going into, it's literally going to be robots descending on your ass. And they're going to say, thumbprint 30 seconds before, yeah. And your ass, your knowledge of law is going to be out the window right there.
It says, and from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lips that forge lies.
Right, see, those forged lies, right? Those legislations that was forged by this devil. When you forge something, that's a premeditated approach. You know, it's designed and engineered. It's a recoil that comes with it. You setting up the law to ensnare someone, man. That's how this devil operates. That's why we need Yahawashi. He'll walk you into the law just to, you know what I mean? Just to snare you. That's why there was an emphasis on those laws with the native treaties.
It says, and has been my helper against mine adversary.
Right, see that? So the Lord is going to be our helper, right? That goes into Yahawashi. And that links up with Daniel, the 3rd chapter. That's in the records. That was written for the wise to consider, man. That power is still alive and well, Yahawashi. That's why when you read Daniel, the 3rd chapter, right, because of this, he saved them out of the furnished, but the scripture made honorable mention of the Lord. It said, the Son of God. That wasn't written to sound tough. It lets you know that's the power that delivers you from those different circumstances. It don't change because we're in America. Yahawashi gonna deliver the believers, man. All right, come on, you got something?
Yeah, this is Psalms 33 and 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy.
Right, see, those who hope in his mercy, man. So that means you operate under an outside force. Meaning what? You under the power, you under the mercy of a higher power. That's heavy. Your coming and going is based upon a story in the scripture. You know, we escaping the famine is based upon what's recorded in the scripture. That's what it means to hope in. Read that one again.
It says, behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy.
Right, that hope in his mercy, man. So that mercy was, what's that? Ecclesiastes 2. It says, look at the generations of old. It's right. You'll see that with any confounded that ever put their trust in him. So that's a form of hoping in his mercy because it's recorded, it is in the writing, right? The mercies of Yahawashi and how he was pitiful towards, the scripture say that, right? Now, Lord is pitiful towards those who we love, man. Long suffering. So you hope in that mercy, that same mercy that he bestowed upon the generation of old.
Like that's written in the book. It's mercy in itself.
Yeah.
Like that's written down.
Say word about my word. Down by my word. What the Lord says down by his word. He placed his word above his name. And that reminds me too, because the brother made that point, Revelation the 5th chapter, where John wept bitterly because no man was worthy to open the book. Why? Because within the book lies mercy. Because you can desire mercy, but it can come from a standpoint that's not acceptable to this king. And it said like if I got an establishment, you might want to pay me with euros. I'm like, no, I'd only take this curse. See? But if I'm not briefed on that, then you see? So the Lord gave us the inside track on what pleases him. That's why the books are open. That's why John, that was clear. But John wept because the book wasn't open. Because mercy lied within the book. You found out how to walk that pleases your power. Now mercy is activated. Yeah, because you can be sincere, hallelujah, Jesus, or Yahuwah, you know. Yeah, but the book say different. Oh, let's do that. Go real quick to Psalms, I think we're going to get someone to the side. Yeah, whoever can get that. Yeah, whoever got it.
Psalm chapter 145, verse 18. The Lord, Yahawashi, is not unto all them that call upon him.
All right.
To all that call upon him in truth.
See, to all that call upon him in truth. So you can, hey, you don't think those guys be sincere jumping out of a house fire window, right? They crying out for deliverance. So you're going to have moments when all hell breaks loose. You're going to have guys crying out sincerely. All the jokes going to be out the way, you know. The preconceived, you know, notion. It's going to be a point where you're going to be sincerely looking for help. And the only ones who are going to receive it, they're going to cry for it in truth. Because that cry is going to be in harmony with the will of the Yahawashi. You have somebody sincerely saying, Lord, please save my little girl and me, and Monday I get back to work. That's not in the harmony with the will of the Lord. You got to throw that in the nigga. Lord, if I can get back to work Monday, got that family again, look at that nigga, man. And then he gonna say, after he said, he goes, Stephen, right? Steve said, you mean to tell me the kingdom of heaven, you want to work? And this freezing face nigga, man, said, Steve, that's why, yeah, these two marriages must be done away with. All right, come on.
Psalms 33 and 19.
Hey, but again, you're going to have guys with friends. They're going to be crying out for things that's not according to the will of the Lord. We're going to be crying, Lord, get us through the famine. Not destroy the famine, don't destroy America back. Get us through the famine, Lord. We know the kingdom's close enough. If you can just get me through, for real talk, and the Lord will say, you know what, I am going to send it. Oh, the scripture said, I will increase the famine. Or you say, Lord, deliver me from the missiles, Lord said, you know what, I am going to send the missiles, man.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 18, I start at verse 23. He said, before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord.
Right, so you got to know what you desire and what you're praying for, man. This is what's being groomed in us, how to approach the throne. See, in times past, you know what I mean, you ask the stupid shit. Man, Lord, let Christmas go right. Lord, let these children get their egg box. Tell you, man. That's it.
It says, think upon the wrath that shall be at the end.
See, so your prayers is centered around the wrath that's going to come at the end. Read that again.
Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end in the time of vengeance.
In the time of vengeance, go ahead.
When he shall turn away his face.
See, when the Lord turn away his face and sanction, when the Lord release, what's that? Ezekiel 9th chapter, when the Lord released the death, they already out though, man. Hey, you know how we know that? It's reports, the nigga put a nigga to death for too much mayo. A lot of guys, a lot of brothers laughed at it, yeah, right for sure. But you got to think about it in the spirit. What possessor got to do that? That was a death angel. You know what I mean? Because you can't even talk to niggas like, you can't talk to niggas down with that. That's like you know he was sent to get you. Yeah, he swapped it up over too much mayo. You can't even talk nobody out of no shit like that.
It was all gunfights over
Over $20,000. But a nigga who hell bent on putting you down, and you know the intention was there, he looked at the motherfucker. Too much, man. Dude, all the time he had a 40 cal on him, so you already. Oh, hold up. This boy got good. This nigga had too much mayo. That was the dump edge. The dump edge came out, yeah. Yes. And his whole life was built up to go fill out an application in Subway. Yeah. Yeah, and learn how to apply mayo, all that shit. And that was his moment. And the Lord told him, man. Yeah. All the time, his shit was based upon too much mayo. And one day,
Psalm chapter 33 and verse 19, it says, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive and family. So the Lord keep us alive and family, man. The ones that fear him, It says, our soul waiting for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. So if the Lord is bringing the trouble, we got to believe in him to protect us from the things that he's going to bring upon the planet Earth. Like the elder brother said, being preserved. That word preserved going to being kept in the same state as long as in the outside circumstances.
you got a pair. And it's in the same condition, although it was in frigid conditions. Like, yeah, how you preserve that? Well, I put some salt on it, So the Lord is going to preserve us. Those spirits, that's Ezekiel the 9th chapter, that the walk, Right? Yeah, Lord will. Brothers can go into that. Let's get that as well. Okay.
Psalm 68:20. He that is all power is the power of salvation. And unto Yahawah, the Lord belongeth the issues from death.
That's it. So the Lord sanctions death in the wild range. You remember the old show, 6 million ways, what was that? A million ways to die. And they go into these detailed stories and motherfuckers, it's just like Final Destination. That's really how the Lord gets down.
That word issue means like the exit. Actually going to escape. So the escape is from death. That's up to the Lord. You know, you got certain situations. And that's how it's going to be during the time of Jacob's struggle. You're going to narrowly escape death. That's all up to the Lord. The issues from death, you go into that word, it's talking about escaping from death. Right? The literal near-death experience you might have. Right. The Lord is right there with it. That's why we got so many examples of that. The men that believe. And the Lord gonna be working all type of miracles in that day. You know, you're gonna be praying on the name. You know, you're gonna see scoffers, different situations. When men just get hit, you might be right there. Everything hits you, everything around you, except for you, it just pass over.
This is Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh, and they cry for all the abomination that be done in the midst thereof.
Right, yeah, so the Lord said go through the midst of the city. That city is dealing with Jerusalem, right? Amongst Israel, there's men, all right, believers, men and women, you know, like children, that the Lord has promised protection, if you will, from these perils. That's what we're reading right here. Read it again.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry.
Right, see, that sigh and that cry. Because that's a manifestation of your loyaltiness to Yahawashi. You know what proves that? When you even go into the law. Deuteronomy 22nd chapter about the virgin, she don't cry out. Yeah, that has a spiritual undertone to it. Man. Because when you don't cry out, that means you're just guilty. But when you cry out, that means you're not in compliance. Right. That go back to the word. Right, yeah. What comes on her wife? When she don't cry out, when she has been deceived. So now you have a certain sympathy for your oppressor, man. So we are similar to that here in this lifetime.
Being complicit.
Right, you complicit. Yeah, that's it.
God cry out. That's why you got to proclaim the name of the Lord. A lot of this is true. You can't even believe and be solid. Solid believer.
Right.
Nobody ever heard you say the name or promote this truth in no fashion form. I always believe you never said it.
Right. You got to come out on the street. You got to.
That scripture said, I believe, therefore I speak.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Another one too said, offense. That's that witness element. You sit down, you're not witness, you're not speaking and testifying, then you are just as guilty as the offender.
Publish the word.
Right, yeah.
And publish it.
Let your light shine, the city on the hill.
So by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples. According to the word. We're about being that city on the hill.
And that's heavy, that light, that's a distress problem. Let your light shine and mercy. You know? Out of all this darkness, you got beacons of light, you know, that's crying out. Yep.
Lord is outside, speaking, teaching. He said, feed my sheep. What that mean? How you do that solid? The scripture says, present your body as a living sacrifice.
Right. Yeah, what's that? Well, Luke, is that Luke the 18th chapter? It's touching the fortunate widow and her persistence. She continued to go and make her case before the judge, man. So that's what we symbolize. Right? Yeah, bro.
This is Romans 10 and 10. It says, for with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
That's the truth. It has to be spoken, like the brother was going into. You're not just going to sit on this. Nobody ever hear you proclaim Yahawashi. Because God secretly, because even if you're a secret disciple, you send a brother an email, it's in the name of the Lord, or something. Yeah.
And that's really the spirit of the believer, man. It's really, he said, like a fire in his tongue.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
You can't close it, you can't contain it. The spirit of the believer wants you, it calls you to say something.
Right.
Or else you feel like you're holding something in.
You know what I said about quiet shut up on my voice? Like, you gotta make a sound when you get really weak, when you get a fight. But it ain't saying who quiet shut up. Like, close your mouth, you gotta let this, like being a dragon. Like, you gotta go into being a dragon, because we are dragons. You spin fire. That's a metaphor for what? It's true. Like fire shut up on my body. Jeremiah.
And then you had the feast at Pentecost. Right? In Acts the 2nd chapter. What the spirit came down like a like tongues or land upon it, and what they had to do.
They put the you look at the movie, the AD movie,
That was what they did.
I think it was. There's another movie, Rawchaa Qadash. Yeah. It was one of those movies that was on Netflix. But anyway, they showed the literal, I found a video on, I wish I could find it, but they literally showed the spirit coming down as fire being cast down from the heavens. On that visual deception type. It was a spiritual thing.
Back y'all up. First Corinthians 9 and 16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid up on me. Yeah, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel.
Yeah. Yep, you gotta proclaim. And at some point, you're gonna be in an intense debate with your cousin or somebody because you believe in the fight,
Give me a tongue, that no man can
Yep. Give me a mouth, no man can.
The Lord gonna work with you. Even in said you should be brought forth before judges. In that hour, I'll give you what to say. A lot of this, you would think it's just us, but it's because it's harder to hold it in than it is to keep it.
Right.
And to just let it go.
Yeah, it's the one secret you can't keep a secret. Because it's so juicy. You was briefed that the Lord gonna destroy the so-called white man. Same motherfucker who is the staple of, he represents, he's the representation of your household being out of order. Nations being toppled. The border of wickedness. Right, slavery. And even to this day, the unjust dealings and fraud. Right. When you found out, the Lord gonna ask to overthrow this nigga. This grip of power wasn't as tight as one might think. You can't keep that a secret. You have to turn on the cameras. The Son of Man being revealed. So how you gonna reveal someone by not, verbally expressing who they are or uncovering them verbally. Right. The Son of Man being revealed. That's how the Most High set it up in these times. Hey, that's their testimony. You gotta verbally say it was him. Slack, son of perdition. Slack, son of perdition. What I meant to say. Yeah, which is Esau. Right. Slack, son of perdition. What you said? Period. Oh, okay. Yeah, but so because his power lies within secrecy. You had to find out who's running the world. You thought it was the president. Crazy shit. Yeah.
You can say Matthew chapter 10, verse 27. What I tell you in dark, that speak ye in light.
Yep, read that again.
What I tell you in dark, that speak ye in light.
Right, so in secret, see, the Lord expounded on us until us the future, man. But he said what? What I tell you in darkness, say that, read that one again.
What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light.
That speak ye in light, so we let everybody know. You see, we bringing it to light. And that in itself has proven to be a hurdle for Esau, man. In fact, that's what has sparked that fire in these devils. I was going to say, no man let it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, yeah. Somebody stupid hey,
Out of the way.
was it that second Thessalonians? That might be it, yeah. No man, let it know about it. Yeah. No man, him. Oh, that's all. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, no man said, I think it's Isaiah 14. Yeah, so it's nothing the so-called white man can do. That proves that this is what moves the needle with this devil. You're not concerned about some niggas in a poofy, man, or not TV, or a panel of niggas putting their money together and, just build it in. Because you got to operate under this man's money. First and foremost, we're using his money. Devil's not worried about that. That's more of an entangled web. Yeah, but truth, all right? The truth itself is what compromises Esau's stance. That makes it move. The truth is what that is.
The truth lets you know you stuck here into the loop. You ain't got to struggle to fight out of it.
Right.
You over there like the scriptures say you like something like a bull. There's a bull. They at the corners.
Yeah, bull in the net, a wild bull in the
net.
Yeah.
Scriptures tell you that the leopard is going to be watching over the city. Scriptures let you know that you're going to be in a predicament which you're not going to be able to shake yourself out of. Right. There's going to be danger all around. That's why the Lord said, you're sheep amongst wolves.
That's why I should keep deep. Really. That's why I should keep deep. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do it. Just say, you're going to do it on your own. You don't have to put that spirit upon you. And above that, you're going to put a hedge of protection upon you. Like Job. The same came to the Lord. What did he tell the Lord about Job? And Job ain't praised me for nothing. See what I'm saying? Yeah, because you got a hedge of protection about it. Right, so we know what we the futuristic Job, so to speak. But we're coming in the same lot as Job. Right. Losing it all to gain it all. You know? That's it. That's it.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get that.
Second Matthew 10, what I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light.
Yeah, what?
And what you hear in the ear,
Right, what you hear in the ear, well,
that preach ye upon the housetops.
and the housetops represent the internet, man. See? The towers. So what we have been given in secret, we are blasting it, we are proclaiming it all over the planet Earth, man. Like I said, the secret's so juicy, we turned the cameras on. Guess what we found out? We ain't gonna be here forever, man. This devil ain't gonna rule over us. We the chosen people. You can't keep that a secret.
The Lord tell us now. He ain't wait till we was in the kingdom to let us just waking up in the kingdom. All right, this is cool. Yeah. We know why we still in captivity, which is even more of a report. Scripture say he accused them before that. With that Wisdom of Solomon 5.
Right.
The period of time in which we still in captivity and still
We'll stand up boldly against him.
Yeah.
We'll curse him out.
Yeah.
You know, we're dealing as counterfeits. That was all it is, and it's happening now. We're the physical manifestation of the spiritual sayings of the scriptures. That's how things come together. That's why the body, which represents the flesh, it operates because of the spirit. So the spirit of the scriptures is physically going to be manifest. Not going to be something mental, you know, set it off and spend it in time. No. What's written in the book has a direct correlation with our walk, man. We're a representation of that. Hey, I was bringing that out a while back. We work with the book bag. We represent the pilgrims. The scripture said, "Do ye as pilgrims?" It might be a subtle thing, but the very look ties into what the scripture said. The brothers put on their beautiful garments. Right, they're walking the old way. Yeah, man. You know what? Let's just start like this again. Come on. Come on.
Proverbs 8:1, does not wisdom cry? Understanding put forth a voice?
Right, so that's scripture giving you an illustration of how wisdom is carried out. See? It's a physical manifestation of that. That's not just written, you know, sitting back, read in your leisure time. It's a lot that's it. It's a living document. What's that? 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. He shall be made a spectacle. Yeah, that's the visual of the scriptures. The acts, lights, camera, action. Everything that was in my head, the plot, the writing, the action. It plays out. That's good.
She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the path. She cried at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the door.
That's right. That's what we do, man. We cry out, and the cry is that America's going to be destroyed. That's why we got missile signs, and we also promote the restoration of the nation of Israel. That's all I want to say now. That's the scriptures, man.
Hey, because a lot of scriptures was just a vision. At one point in time, the man had to actually, he had to publish it. The scriptures talk about write it down in the book. So it had to be published from this man's vision, and then John had to write it down, right? And it had to be revealed. So men had to wake up in this time to actually reveal it, right? That's what the prophets is for. Coming back. It's all for this time now. We in that. It's all for that.
As you speak, that reminds me of Daniel, the 12th chapter. Thou shalt sleep, and stand again in thy lot. So they're just like they're cast into a movie, man. Go to your lot. You know? This is it. It's real.
Brother than it.
Really,
Brother as it gets. You go in this world, you thinking you alive and it's real. You ain't even alive, man. You doing the mundane 9 to 5, what everybody else is doing. This truth kind of break that in half, wakes you the hell up. Now you can see the walking dead out here. Now you in the way to walk of the living, the congregation of the living. You can see it. Go ahead. You can see it.
No. It sets you apart. That's the idea of being older. You're set apart from, you know, being meshed and married with the world, lumped in with the world. Yep, you got it.
Fine, back in Romans.
What's like it? Come around, you ready? Okay, done. I thought y'all had something. Yeah, I'm gonna go around. You got it. Go ahead.
Back in Romans 10 and verse 11, it says, "For the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed."
Read that. Read that again.
God, it says, "For the scripture saith, for whosoever and whosoever is going to the children of Israel." All right? It says, because the book of Romans was written to the Israelites in Rome. Those are the saints. It says, "Whosoever believe on him shall not be ashamed." And that's why we out here boldly proclaiming the word. And we know what our Lord Yahawah is going to do.
Can I say something to her? That the shame is going to be manifest in the time of Jacob's trouble. In the time of trouble. That's what the shame is going to be manifest, man. Because everybody, they walk a certain walk, they have certain prides in life, the pride of life, right? They got a job, they both in their job, they got a crib, cars. When all that shit break down, then your doctrine is gonna break down with it. So you're gonna be ashamed versus those of us who rejected that. See, that's gonna contribute to us rejoicing. Ain't nothing like that I told you some more. Hey, that's the prophecy development. You know, prove that real quick before you continue. You ain't gotta get it. But Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, then they shall know that a prophet has been appointed. That's that moment of I told you so.
Now you know we close, but we're not there yet. We ain't at the end. They talk about the Bible like it's an old ancient book. You know, it's history, and this book is still prophecies that come to pass.
More so now more than ever. Never dream still active right now. All those thousands of years.
Yeah, Daniel's writing still coming to pass and have yet to come to pass. How much more significant is the book now? And they're not ashamed because when we read these scriptures, they're walking by ashamed. But like the brother mentioned, Jacob's trouble is all going to hit him then. Then Ezekiel 33 going to hit him then. And then who we are is going to hit him then. I counted them as, right?
Wisdom side of the second chapter, I think.
Yeah.
How it go?
I counted them as nothing.
Right. I regarded them as nothing.
The word. What is that? Let me just get it.
Yeah.
That moment got to happen. Just like every other moment got to happen.
Yeah.
Lord is bad, man. He going to set us up where we going to get fame, man. And right now, we ain't got fame. He going to give his man fame in that day. The kingdom of heaven, they going to know. Because we got this wisdom prior to Jacob's trouble, prior to calamity and destruction. Those are the Lord's beloved men who he chose from the foundation of the world. He delivered them, and he gave them this truth before it all came down. Right now, we madmen. We gotta go through that. We gotta walk through that time frame, but we madmen. You can fast forward this thing. You're gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, getting fake grapes and wine. The whole empire is gonna look at you like that's a blessed man.
Psalm chapter 5, verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proper of reproach.
During the time of Jacob's trouble, that's going into where they get judged, man. We looking forward to the judgment. Some, Christian philosophy, man. Christians teach as if they don't want this thing to go down, man. We would love for the Lord to skip ahead, because the scriptures are hasten the day. We would love for the sealing to happen, the chip to come out tomorrow, and we up in them ships in a week or two. Because we would love for this thing to happen overnight. Because we understand the blessings. Right now, we in that suffering time. A real, true believer, they catching hell, man. That's what we always promoting, that you're going to catch hell. That's what the scriptures tell you. When I come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So a large part of this truth is to catch hell every day, man. And to be in the spirit that you understand blessed is he that's persecuted. Right? God get persecuted for the Lord's sake. So we want that. We desire that, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, and they, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit.
Because they anguish in their spirit and their soul. These scoffers, these mockers that come against us. That's all right. You just design, your life is designed for destruction, anguish, pain, hurt. When the Lord step over you and don't give you this word, I mean you're gonna get judged. We're not losing sleep over you niggas. The scriptures tell you, don't worry about how the Lord's gonna judge the wicked, how he gonna restore and save the righteous. So our mindset is on the righteous anyway. scoffers, man, we care less, man. This is your future. Damnation and destruction.
God, it says, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a reproach, and a proverb of reproach.
The proverb of reproach is they gotta mock. They gotta look at you like you ain't shit. They gotta make you seem like you crazy. That's all a part of the stage and the setup and the play. That's all a part of the playbook. Every stage, every movie got a stage, and they set the stage for every scene. The scene right now is that you're gonna look crazy as hell. That you look bugged out. That nobody gonna believe in these words. They gonna see you was designed, from a baby. They try to mold you into, you're supposed to be a boss out here in these streets. You was supposed to go to college, man. What you doing that? You was supposed to, right? They had all this, and then the Lord just yoked you out of that lifestyle and got you out here with the prophets of the Lord proclaiming things that ain't never happened before. So for them to look at you crazy, that's supposed to happen. The Lord's setting the stage. And then the next part of the stage, Act 2, is when he bring the famine, the pestilence, man, the calamity, and have all these people shook. What you think your mindset is going to be at that time, man? I mean, we rejoice in the Lord before it even happened. But once it actually happened, how you think your mind, what kind of faith you going to have, right? The Lord going to put your energy and your courage on a whole nother level. Because here it is, it's showing forth. So how you think the apostles, right? Now that they see the mark every week, they talking about pushing this mark of the beast, man. It's a new documentary. It's a new segment. It's a new article every week. They've been talking about the mark since the 80s. So that gives you that jump. It's like the Lord just, that's why the scripture like a quickening your soul. You ain't got no control over that. Now you in autopilot. Right? You ain't even worried no more. You ain't even troubled no more. They laugh, you laugh back. Because you in autopilot. You see how the scripture set them up. Broad is the way to instruction. They can't even see it. People say the blind leading the blind. These people, they backwards for a reason. Just to receive that punishment that's written about from the days of old. Yeah.
Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I'm Yahawashi. I will be exalted among the heathen.
Be still.
I will be exalted in the earth.
Hey, read it again.
Psalm 46 and 10. Be still.
You ain't got to do nothing. Go back. Scripture said, in patience, possess your soul. Patience, endurance, suffering. That's who we are, man. We ain't painting no picture like you gonna come into the camp. You just gonna be, we all gonna be chilling, dancing. We ain't painting that picture for you, man. We're gonna catch pure hell back here, man. But you gonna have the awareness that the Lord gonna come through like a light. How's it? Like a lightning. He said, the scripture said, I seen Satan fall, right? Like a lightning. Right. Lucifer fall from heaven. So this downfall gonna be boom in a matter of time. But it says be still, because that's how your spirit's supposed to be. Calm. Relax. You ain't got no hand in it. It's a higher power taking over control. Your job is supposed to proclaim the word, man. I think it's where it say let your face be hard against their face. Yeah. Ezekiel 2nd chapter. Let your heart be, because they gonna come looking at you crazy. And at first, you be like, damn, like, I didn't want this type of attention. But in all actuality, man, the Lord gonna give you the spirit to bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it in from every angle. Bring it on. Right? Like the nigga Biggie said, niggas believe just like me. Picture me being scared of me. Niggas breathe the same air as me. That's how we feel back here. That's how the Lord give you courage. Right? Be in good courage. So you can't be still in this truth. All this calamity we talking about, you would think we fighting on nails and shit. You could be, the Lord give you that overwhelming courage, man. It's like a solid embrace, man. And then the angels around you.
God, it says, be still and know that I am Yahawashi outside.
The knowledge, man. The knowledge alone. When you walking in these streets, wherever you at, you got the knowledge that the Lord sent the angels around you. How much more you walking in boldness? These niggas can only walk around feeling safe when they got something on them, tucked on them. Outside of that, with a crew, right? They had this on with you only what Tupac made that song. You ain't shipped it out your own boys. These niggas, they need a whole army around them just to feel safe. Little working these niggas, man. Let them walk down the street like a regular human being. They shook, man. Pissing on themselves. You work at these niggas and they tripping.
They's too tight to run and shit.
Security!
Yep. Ezekiel 3 and 8. Right? So Ezekiel 2nd chapter 3, Ezekiel 3 and 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against your face. It says, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their forehead.
That come over time. When you first come out here, it be kind of, that first moment you out here, you trembling, man. You really trembling. Shit, the first time I ever spoke, I probably got 5 words in. I was like, all right. Think I'm good. I said what I said. You know? And then you got brothers that come out here alone. But you know, you fast forward, man. Hey, the spirit got brothers that come out here alone. It always started with one, every city. Then you see these massive camps, man. So I always started with 1 or 2. And 3, a certain spirit had to be on. I remember seeing a brother from London. For years he was out there alone, man. He had a certain spirit on him, man. We be thinking like, yo, brother going hard. But then the camp broke. So the Lord's gonna give you that spirit. He's gonna pick you up, man. And then you around iron. So don't expect you're gonna be timid forever, man. That's that spirit that Esau gave you. That's the only spirit you know. Your mama and them, your auntie and them is responsible for that. But the Lord, He take that spirit off, man. He give you the real spirit of a prophet. It's like this. Harder. They look, you look, right? Because you ain't come here for that. But if they bring that to you, you got that same time. We're not running from anything. And a lot of times, especially if I'm thinking about concerning somebody, the spirit be on them to like, I wish you would. I wish y'all would. And they might get physical. You say, I wish y'all niggas would. Because we be out here so long. We ain't wrapped tight either. We ain't wrapped too tight either. They think it's sweet. They done been to church too many times. Right? They think it's always sweet. Yeah, the Lord got us. If we wasn't doing this, where would we be? Like you kicking doors down.
It says, Ezekiel 3 and 9, and as adamant, harder than flint have I made thy forehead.
Right. Adamant, that's harder than flint. A hard stone, man. So think about that, man. We stone cold out here. The real stone cold brothers is out here, man. Because these tough niggas that you think about, you can list the name of them. They couldn't do this. They couldn't be out here. They could not be out here and deal with everybody, deal with this type of energy. Because the average person, they can accept everybody falling to them. Oh yeah, that feels good. But you can't accept everybody looking at you like, yeah. You a symbol of, right, resistance, right?
Yeah, there's nothing cool about Bibles. We're in the era of skinny man jeans and LGBT stacks of money. You know, designer belts, glittery belts. Yeah. This is a hard contrast now. Bibles and garments.
And ruling. We bringing out in the scriptures.
The first installment of Bible.
And the scriptures, man, cut. So you gonna cut them. And here it is. So you supposed to hold back your sword now? Because you know this man he gonna be more angry. You just mentioned that a man's supposed to be over his, right? Or a woman is a possession. He got his wife with him. He's like, He already angry. Now you gotta go deeper into the cutting his ass. And are you supposed to run away from that?
You mentioned a nigga, grandma's foot got cut off due to a bad diet. Nigga might, pull up.
You can see you as a kid.
Yeah.
You done heard that before too.
Nigga hit a 3-point turn. Come back. It says, fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks.
And the most important thing is, it ain't because we too strong. Because they can come through here. The Lord ain't with us, they gonna come through here. We out.
Right.
That's up. It's time's up.
Sheep among wolves.
Yeah. It's really through Yahawashi that we can have this type of courage out here.
Right.
Sheep amongst wolves, man. We really ain't, right? It take one nigga to have some hands in. But it's the Lord that got this hedge around us. You can feel it. You embrace it. And over time, you just walk like, right? They gonna see us walk, and we walk like we on the room, not because we proud, but it's the spirit of the Lord, man. We know we come, we got the Lord got our back.
Can I say too, the sheep among wolves analogy, it pretty much represents the enemy. The enemy perception. Because the wolf and the sheep don't mix. It represents the two extremes. Because the wolf and the sheep, they don't mix.
That's how it is.
Yeah, that's us. It's not going to mix, because we're standing on something completely different than, their outlook on things. Like I said, if they ear hustle you, they get offended. Motherfucker, looking at you crazy, they didn't even engage with you. They just ear hustle going into restrictions, different things that Jake is not willing to hear, being rebellious. And that sets the tone right there, man. So the Lord instigated all this. We speaking the words of the Lord, and that's really instigated a lot of trouble, man. Hey, that's why I say, we ain't gonna get these guys to come out like these debaters. Like a lot of guys who debate and all of that. They're not gonna go out there and thrust themselves in the public's eye as being a representation of resistance to them. Because even a lot of Israelite groups, they're driven by the world-friendly right. That element of it. Hey brother, that ain't the case with the followers of Yahawashi, man. Oh, remember who was that? Was it Nathan? He said, let us go to die with Yahawashi. Let us go to die with Yahawashi. And they understood getting the call of Yahawashi is going to create a certain problem. And so we get ready to close it. You didn't have one? So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash.
Double honors to our teachers, the head apostle, the elders, great millstone. Shalom to the fellow neighbors out there. As always, to be to the next time, shalom.
Shalom, ETA, Bible, soon. Night.